Brop all day. Yellow.
Hello? Oh. Heard something. Anybody there?
I'm messing with Jim. I'm not saying anything. What's up, buddy?
Richie J
You're
Adventures.
live? Oh, man.
Smelly Belly Voice Chat AI LOL.
Richie, how's it going? How are you, buddy? I've been enjoying your roller coasters. Riding your roller coasters.
Richie J Adventures.
We were talking about you earlier. Did you see? We did a whole show about you earlier. No, we didn't do a whole show about you, but we did a segment.
Richie J Adventures. I'm okay, just chillin'.
Good, man. Very good. We are about to watch something about NFTs. I think it's going to be interesting, and I have not watched it yet. So it's hot over here in this corner of the house today. I've got the AC down 1 degree, and I've had my fan on. I just turned the fan off so I can get right straight down to the business of being in the business of the businesses that I'm in the business of. I'm in the business. All right, getting the businesses here.
Just finished the boat.
Okay. And let's maybe do a little bit of this cleansing action here. Oh, Richie, where in the UK are you, bro? We watched your bicycle ride and we really enjoyed that. That was cool, and I like to see how good that GoPro camera was that you were using, and your bicycle light and all that stuff, bro. Stuff like that's cool. Uploads like that are really cool. I'm really sad that someone like you has a hard time getting people to see your videos, because you've got over, 700 followers on YouTube, and like none of them are told when you put up a new video. You know, I see it, but I don't think the rest of your audience does, man. Because when I went to your channel, there were no views on your video, and I was like, why am I the only person that's clicked on this? You know, I was definitely curious to see some of the stuff that you put up. And so I just think it's very telling that YouTube is subverting all of us, not just me, because I use cannabis live on my show, but even you that puts up totally harmless content. They can't even just give you a break. They can't even just cut you some slack and let your audience, you've worked so hard to get 700 followers on that channel, to have none of them told that you're putting up content.
Megsy Williams.
It's frustrating,
Hey,
man.
how are you?
I want you to know that I see it, and I know that you're being subverted. I want you to know that. I wish I had a podcaster, that was doing a show back in the day, that said those words to me. It said, hey man, we know you're being subverted and it's not right. We're going to share some of your content on our show so more people get to see your stuff. That's what I did for you today, bro. I shared your content because I see YouTube subverting your channel, and it's not right and it's not fair. So,
What's his channel called, actually?
Richie J Adventures.
Okay, Richie J Adventures.
Richie J Adventures. Remember the roller coaster we were watching earlier?
Yeah, I just couldn't remember the title of the...
The freaking Oracle. Hey Richie,
Hey,
hahaha.
freaking Oracle, what's up? Long time no see, palsy. I'm glad
Josh
you're here.
Vance. I'm gonna go follow him.
Go follow him. I found him from the freaking Oracle show. That's how I found Richie. And so I started following him on YouTube. And, the thing was, I love freaking those simulated roller coasters, bro. Because I get motion sickness. I can't really ride. And I broke my neck back in 2000 in 4 places. So, Orlando, Miami, Mississippi. No, I'm kidding. In 4 vertebrae.
The freaking Oracle.
I know.
Richie is a person.
I know he's a great person, yes. I know he is. And so I can't ride a roller coaster in real life, They told me, don't ever get on a roller coaster. Just be careful with your neck for the rest of your life, blah, blah. Turns out my neck is strong as hell now. And I could probably, battering ram open a freaking bus door with my head. Probably. So it's got a lot of its strength, and my neck muscles are back and all that. I can bang my head with the best of them, and I don't have pain anymore.
Patrick
which is
John
great.
Welder. What are your thoughts on Sandbox and Decentraland? Is Meta still a thing, LOL?
Do you know it is still a thing, Patrick? Do you know why? Because just yesterday I was thinking, how cool would it be to just travel through a portal in a game? You know, whether it, you know, like Galaxy Quest, when they're going through that thing and going through the wormhole. How fun would a video game be like that, right? And then I thought of Decentraland. I'm like, well, Decentraland's got a portal you can jump into, and it's fun and it's cool. You jump right into it and then you teleport down through it. It's freaking badass. I love it. And so I think it's got its attraction, and I think people are gonna keep using it just for stuff like that, you know. But I don't use it anymore. The graphics are so disappointing. It's not what you really expect when they tell you about the metaverse and how realistic everything's going to be, and then you go and everything looks like freaking Minecraft, you know, with no legs. You're just like, okay, this is really bad, and it's not for me. I'm about the realism that the internet can bring me. I'm about the realism. I'm not about, you know, trying to pretend I'm playing Pong again or something, which is just weird. So anyway, there's this, and I'm really interested to watch it. So let's turn it on and we'll listen. And they're going to talk about Bored Ape Yacht Club. And before they start talking about Bored Ape Yacht Club, I'm just going to tell you, it's based on Nazi imagery. It's anti-Semitic and it's anti-African American, and it's racist. Okay, so don't be impressed by monkeys, okay, that are in cartoon form. That should not impress you at all. Now you know, before you watch this video, how I feel about these things. Just the Bored Ape Yacht Club ones. And let's see what they have to say about NFTs and celebrities that might be in violation of pumping these things up and dumping them on people. Here we go. Cheers. Oh, wait, there's no audio. My bad.
Currency.
My bad. Here we go. Cheers.
NFTs,
Jim,
typically digital
Patrick,
art bought and sold
Daniel,
in
freaking Oracle,
cryptocurrency,
Josh Fans,
really
Richie
started
J.
going
Ventures,
mainstream
Long
after
time.
these
Not Lynn
cartoon
over there on the
ape
Rumble
pictures had
sphere.
their moment on late
Hey,
night
Daniel.
TV.
Daniel Short. Hey,
How's
cheers.
community? We're both apes.
Love it.
Here's my ape. This is my ape.
Bored Ape Yacht Club, it's become the face of NFTs, and I think maybe not in a good way.
Why is this NFT worth almost $200,000?
The Bored Ape Yacht Club, a collection of 10,000 ape images.
Let me just pause the video, blow some smoke rings, and freak Daniel Short out a little bit here. Amsterdam flavor. I wish you guys could smell this Amsterdam from my Gorilla Glue. Daniel, Gold Grill.
Scott Benoit. Good afternoon, Nay, and
Daniel
all the trenders.
Short.
Cheers, everyone.
Gold Grill. Am I good? Are you impressed? Let me know in the chat. I remember my audience members. Hey, Scott. Anyway, we'll go on with the show. I was hoping Daniel was going to say something back to me.
Became some of the most prominent NFTs, and they were everywhere. Streetwear, billboards, a signature event called Ape Fest. They had an air of mystery. The founders of the company were initially anonymous.
I'd walk around the crowd, no one knew that, I'd helped create this whole thing.
Celebs scooped them up and tweeted about it.
Justin Bieber bought one. Well, his was 1.2 million.
They were the first NFT that got this much market capitalization and attention.
And then crypto crashed, and the NFT market was hit even harder. Now the apes have plummeted in value, and the celebrities that promoted them are facing a lawsuit. So is the company that created them, Yuga Labs. Yuga is also facing a potential SEC violation, all while being dogged by allegations of racially offensive imagery, which the company denies.
Remember that time I bought that Bored Ape for $750,000 and now...
I gotta just stop right here and say the woman who's speaking right now sounds exactly like the woman from Bored Ape Yacht Club that was in that other expose. And she was the one who was trying to cover for them. I'm just telling you, whoever this woman is sounds identical to the woman from Bored Ape Yacht Club.
Ounce worth fucking
and I can prove it.
Walmart. Like, what the happened?
What did happen? Yuga declined to sit down with CNN for an on-camera, on-the-record interview. Since the collapse of FTX, the crypto industry has taken on an emperor has no clothes vibe. The enormous valuations, the awkward celebrity ads,
I'm getting into crypto.
and the big promises about the future now all look a bit absurd. While Bored Ape Yacht Club was not the biggest phenomenon in crypto, it embodied all of those things.
You didn't buy it for the artistic value of it.
No, it's a monkey, man. Nobody buys a monkey for, 300 grand.
You know, it's not like someone hand drew all these Bored Apes. They were just sort of compiled by computers. It's not that unique. The unique part of it is the speculative bubble.
A lot of people bought NFTs gambling they could sell them for more to
sounds
someone
like her
else.
Voice.
And
too.
celebrity hype helped bring in new buyers.
You need this sort of endless supply of greater fools to be putting money into crypto in order for the crypto prices to continue to go up.
After Hollywood agent Guy Oseary teamed up with Yuga in 2021, celebrities started talking about the apes. The price soared. Yuga made a commission every time an ape was sold. In March 2022, a $450 million venture capital investment gave Yuga a valuation of $4 billion.
You know, I'm an investor, I'm a fan, Guy Oseary's my guy.
How many apes you have?
7.
Now, a class action lawsuit claims those celebrities were secretly paid to tout the apes and got them for free through a crypto payments firm called MoonPay, which some invested in.
I just got my first NFT.
Oh, you did? What was it?
Through MoonPay.
Okay.
MoonPay.
The lawsuit, filed in December, calls this a vast scheme to misleadingly promote and sell the Yuga financial products and inflate their prices. It names Yuga, MoonPay, Oseary, Fallon, Hilton, Bieber, Snoop Dogg, Madonna, Post Malone, and other defendants. The celebrities did not respond to requests for comment. Oseary says both he and his client Madonna paid full price for their apes. Yuga says these claims are without merit.
Did you guys catch that? Did you guys notice who the victim of the lawsuit is? Let me see if you guys are paying attention.
Madonna, yeah.
You're always paying attention. Not you. Everybody else. I get too late. He ruined it. And now you guys are... Nobody's going to say anything in the chat. You guys are not paying attention. Wow. So let's go back. And you
Stop
guys...
Benoit. Snoop Dogg.
No, it's like Jiminy said, it's Madonna, bro. Madonna's suing everybody else. Watch.
Okay.
MoonPay.
The lawsuit, filed in December, calls this a vast scheme to misleadingly promote and sell the Yuga financial products and inflate their prices. It names Yuga, MoonPay, Oseary, Fallon, Hilton, Bieber, Snoop Dogg, Madonna, Post Malone, and other defendants. The celebrities did not respond to requests for comment. Oseary says both he and his client Madonna paid full price for their apes. Yuga says...
Okay. My bad. No, she's one... You're right. She's one of the people being sued. My bad. I still don't know who the victim is yet.
These claims are without merit.
I misunderstood that. I'm glad I listened
In
to
a
that
Twitter
over again.
Spaces chat last year, celebrity jeweler Ben Baller said he rejected a deal to promote the apes.
Not once, not twice, 3 times I've been offered a Bored Ape through MoonPay.
They wanted you to not disclose that they had purchased the ape for you.
Exactly, for sure.
They wanted to see what you bought it for yourself
because you liked it.
Which you know what the craziest thing about that is that a lot of celebrities who are going into this, they're probably just stoked to get the ape, and they don't even realize a lot of them probably don't consult their legal and shit like that beforehand.
A MoonPay spokesman denies Baller's claim and says the company looks forward to the lawsuit being dismissed. Beyond questions about who bought their NFTs and why, there's also the question of what the Bored Apes represent. Some show apes in so-called hip-hop clothes, a pimp coat, a gold grill, a bone necklace, a prison jumpsuit. Record executive and crypto enthusiast Dame Dash pointed out that monkeys are an old racist trope.
If you're a racist, and guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get black people to love monkeys so much that they gonna buy them, and they gonna go to something called an ape fest, and they gonna like it.
And they're laughing.
Wouldn't that sound funny?
And they're laughing at us, right?
No, that's happening.
More accusations circulated online, like in a video viewed over 1 million times, that Yuga had intentionally referenced memes from racist forums on the troll site 4chan.
There is a video going around on the YouTube showing how Bored Ape is actually racist. And actually, as I look at the sketches of Bored Ape, they are kind of racist.
Kinda?
These claims include that there's a resemblance between some of the apes and Pepe the Frog memes, an infamous 4chan symbol. These accusations are at issue in another lawsuit. Artist Ryder Rips says he thought the apes were racist and made copycat NFTs to protest them. Yuga sued for trademark infringement. A Yuga spokesperson said the company strongly condemns the spread of hate in any form and that these suggestions are the incoherent ramblings of conspiracy theorists. Frederick Brennan took an interest in these claims because he used to run a similar troll site, 8chan, then tried to have it taken down after it became a hub of extremist
That's the guy that ran 8chan.
Is it possible that 4chan memes have so pervaded the culture that they didn't really know what they were trafficking in?
I don't think so, because there's too many of these.
Other apes that critics say look like a Pepe meme are wearing a sushi chef headband that actually says kamikaze.
You know, kamikaze is actually used as a slur against Japanese people. I speak Japanese, so that was the one that was most shocking.
I doubt that they were a massive alt-right troll campaign. I do think it's likely that the creators of the project basically included some nods to 4chan. The thing is, crypto has adopted a lot of the same sort of dog whistles as other racist parts of the internet.
I was hoping in my eternal optimism that...
So what she said was, I don't think it was like more, I don't think it was as much of a blatant, attempt at being racist as it was being a nod to 4chan. It's just that the nods that they gave to 4chan are racist nods on 4chan. And if you
Billy
listen to her,
Valentine.
that's exactly what she just said.
That girl's doing that haircut wrong. Sup?
Yo, Billy, listen to her word salad right here, guys. Listen to her little word salad that she does. She's like, I don't think it was a blatant racist thing more than, I think it was more like a nod to 4chan. The thing is the nods to 4chan were, racist nods. Listen how she says it.
The thing is, crypto has adopted a lot of the same sort of dog whistles as other racist parts of the internet.
I was hoping in my eternal optimism that people would become a lot more skeptical of tech bros, and that liberal so-called celebrities in Hollywood would, view these people with suspicion. Apparently not.
Sorry to scare you with that, dude.
It's incredible. I want to watch that 3 more times. It's just, I kind of got to get my head around just the psychology of people wanting to acquire things for no reason other than other people have them. And then it's not even a thing. This is just one of many crypto companies under scrutiny, though, right now.
That's right. There are several crypto companies this week who've announced they're scaling back some of their services because of much more intense regulatory scrutiny. And as for Yuga...
It's funny, Aaron Burnett talking about how she doesn't understand, why people get things that other people have just for the reason that they've got them. She's got kids. Yeah. She got married and had kids intentionally, because she's seen other people have kids. That's how that works, Aaron, and you're an idiot. That's the dumbest thing anyone has ever said, ever on the internet, what Aaron Burnett just said. She can't imagine why somebody would want something that somebody else has, just based on the fact that somebody else
It's
has
called
it.
Keeping Up with the Joneses.
Right? Like
Billy Valentine.
Aaron Burnett doesn't understand that.
That's no midget. That's a disabled dude. Poor dude. At least he's got cool tattoos.
There you go. Okay, we've had about all of that, haven't we? I'll go back just a little bit, and then you can hear her say that.
Several crypto companies this week who've announced they're scaling back some of their services because of much more intense regulatory scrutiny. And as for Yuga, one of its co-founders, Wiley Arano, this week published a 24-page letter saying why he was stepping back from the company and addressing these widespread rumors that the company and its products are connected to the alt-right. Erno said that he would refute these rumors under oath.
Okay, that's the end of it. This is kind of interesting. We could watch this. It's a video. Let's get high to it.
Two coyotes running down the street in the Inspirata neighborhood in Henderson. Nothing too unusual about that, but pay close attention to the last of the pack. That is not a coyote. It is a white dog known as Ghost. Here he is, captured on a trail cam with two coyotes. It's believed he was dumped in the desert as a puppy, and the coyotes took him in as one of their own.
And somehow or another, the coyotes just accepted him.
For the last 7 months, when neighbors in Inspirata spotted Ghost, they posted sightings of the elusive animal on neighborhood groups. But
Dude,
true to
he's
his
out there
name,
living like
every
a wild
time someone
animal,
would
bro.
approach
He's
him,
just ripping
Ghost
shit up.
would disappear.
He started to limp, and we were afraid, limping, that the coyotes could turn on him.
Neighbors shared these maps of the paths Ghost would take with animal rescue group, the Southern Nevada Trapping Team. They searched near homes and the open desert for days and hours on end.
We were very nervous about where he was, how he was.
On Saturday night, all of their efforts paid off. Ghost walked into this crate baited with food.
When he got into that crate, he just sat down. I think he was also relieved.
Despite living out in the desert for months with a pack of coyotes, Ghost is as friendly as can be. He takes to every human that he sees.
He is the sweetest, most loving dog. He comes up to you. He wants to be petted. He wants to be held.
Look at him. He's a beezel.
He didn't want anybody to catch him out there, but he does like people.
We met Ghost at Your Service Pet Supply in Henderson just 3 days after his rescue. He roamed the aisles at Timmy's on Darius' side, straight from the wild, yet
dude, he's bad. Ad Dog is so badass. He lived with coyotes, bro.
What a badass dude.
Come without cost.
And he's totally a tame.
Yeah, he's definitely been through a lot.
Fights have scarred his face and body. He also has an ear infection, eye infection, skin issues. His scrotum needs to be removed entirely, and a broken toe needs to be amputated. Showing no signs of aggression, and given his young age, once his medical work is complete, he will be up for adoption.
A loving home where he's going to have a bed, a couch,
a dog
people
raised
to hold him.
by
I believe
coyotes.
He's going to be the best dog.
And Ghost harbors no resentment.
Cheers
towards
to that.
humans,
Jim,
despite
cheers,
being
cheers,
left for
Billy.
dead in the desert.
Freaking Arkle, cheers.
He is ready.
He's secure with his manhood
Nolan,
in that
cheers.
sweater
Find a family
too.
who loves him in his forever home. Kim Passoff, Fox 5 News, local, Las Vegas.
Scott Benoit. Cheers.
That's a crazy story.
Billy Bong Thornton. Train crashed and blew up, spreading toxic fumes into the river and a plume of smoke for hundreds of miles. Did you see Nay?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, we saw that in Ohio.
It can look like a nuclear bomb.
I watched a video. This guy was talking about it this morning. He said,
Billy Bong Thornton.
that stuff's gonna.
Wonder why it's not in the mainstream news.
My mom knows about it. It's in the news. Why do people think that things aren't in the news that are? That's my question.
I know it's there. Yeah.
Do you watch the mainstream? Do you watch the mainstream news, Billy? Billy, have you done a Google search to see who's reported on the Ohio train derailment? Did you Google search it and see all of the different agencies that have reported on it before making that comment?
Billy Ballantyne. $20 says the coyotes have petroglyphs and tell stories about their eat white leader, Ghost. Megsy Williams. Cheers. Billy Bong Thornton.
No.
All I saw was Fing balloons all day on the news.
What, do you watch Fox News, bro? Is that the only one you watch? Because I saw it. I saw it all over the news. Do you want me to prove it to you? I'm on CNN right now. I'm just going to do a search for train. Enter.
It's all over by feed. Actually, I think I heard that on Twitter. That's usually where I hear about shit first. Twitter.
This was February 13th. So this is dated today, but I saw this article days ago. Oh, it says updated.
Billy Ballantyne.
Yeah, this was up.
I searched train
This was
and
up
8
several days
mainstream
ago.
stories popped up about it.
Yeah.
Josh Vance.
The
It's definitely on the news. My stepdad knew about it in Indiana. Dude doesn't even have his own email address, let alone any type of
Just because you
media
don't see
platform
plastered
unless
on the
it's on
screen
TV.
right when you flip on the news doesn't mean they haven't already covered it. In fact, they probably covered it before you even found out about it. You know? They probably did breaking news. A train is derailed in Ohio right when it happened, bro. And they were live covering it with people there while it was happening. How much you want to bet?
Iron Lunds McGee. I'm under an hour away from that train derailment. That's all we saw on the TV for days.
I'm just like, this is silly. Okay, whatever. You made a silly statement.
It's very silly.
Evacuations ordered amid fears of an explosion as an Ohio train continues burning days after derailment. This is from February 5th. That's when it was updated.
Billy Ballantyne.
Right, so they update these stories.
We landed on the moon in the 60s and
So this
70s,
was,
but it's not on the news. Are they covering it up?
Over a week ago, bro. Okay, so you said what? Train crashed and blew up, spreading toxic fumes into the river in a plume of smoke for hundreds of miles. Did you see, Nay? Bro, I saw this back over a week ago when it happened. And we covered it on the show. And they blew up those cars and they put all of those fumes up in the air, and I've got a video for you guys to watch regarding that. Richie J Adventures.
Pretty crazy. I'm just so cool. Saw a picture.
Billy Ballantyne. Did you know Blockbuster went under? Why isn't anyone talking about it? Iron Lunds McGee. That sky was jet black.
Oh, where is the video of that guy? Pretending to know people, I really don't. I don't know why it's not on my list of watched videos. I watched that video this morning. I mean, I guess it's possible I watched it on Twitter.
Alright, so I thought on Twitter somebody was like, they used this strategic nuke in Ukraine. Oh wait, no, this is Ohio, and it showed the plume of smoke. It looked like a nuclear bomb had gone off over a city.
No, it's an Asian guy talking about the toxicity of the plume and why they what they did was probably the worst thing they could have done was to set it all on fire and put it up in the atmosphere. He said you just put, what the guy said was you just put acid up in the atmosphere. You just burn a whole bunch of acid up into the air. It's really, really bad. I could check my Twitter, I guess. See if I retweeted it or liked it. I'm sure if I likes. No, I don't see it. It's not good. There's a video. But dude, I don't know how I saw a video. I don't know how I saw a video of a dude and I don't know what happened to it. So weird, bro. So weird, bro.
NFTS. Another reason I can't wait to move away from this area.
He said that stuff, when you, it's like hydrochloric acid, he said, is what they were releasing into the air. He said when they burned it, it's just like hydrochloric acid in gas form. There is a massive inverse head and shoulders just formed on the freaking 24-hour. Holy shit. You guys check this out. Shoulder, head, shoulder. 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 It's all the way across the board. Everything's in red. Watch, guys. The whole market is about to explode, and we caught it before it happened, and I'm able to predict it for you because I can see this pattern forming. It's all going to happen right now. So Bitcoin's at 21,644. Ethereum's at 1491. Matic's at $1.17.
When it reaches knees and toes, does that mean sell?
023 is where Harmony is. Cardano's at 35 cents, and Binance is at 289.17. Get ready for a massive rocket ship upwards, guys. This whole market, I mean, this is all red. That's about to be all green. Overland is just about to flip. It's the only one close. Then UFO, then Bitcoin.
The freaking Oracle. Tony knows.
Watch this. Watch, it's going to happen right now. Watch this. What day is today? Tuesday? Monday. Damn, bro.
I was just like, I think it might be Tuesday.
It's Monday.
Yeah, no, it's Monday.
Damn.
Enoch YU Beasland 420.
Enoch?
Sup, bruh.
Why you beasling all day? Wow, that pattern that's on the 24-hour across the board.
The freaking Oracle. Glad I'm in a token that gives ether reflections.
Yeah. Which one is that? Remember that time you told me about reflections? I learned about them for the first time. And I couldn't remember the word. And I kept calling it different things. That's funny. Psh, unreal.
The freaking Oracle. Ether Tech.
Psh, unreal. Nobody's got volume pouring into the market for a bunch of purchasing anymore, palsy. It's not even happening. Psh, unreal.
The freaking Oracle. Wrapped BTC forever.
Really? Wrap Bitcoin. WBTC? Oh, EtherTech, you said. What are the letters on it? WBTC?
The freaking Oracle. Wrapped Matic coming soon.
Crazy. We don't know anything about this stuff. I know that. I'll tell you what I know about
Enoch YUB's on 420. WNBC.
It's like encapsulating it so it can ride on another network. And then it can be converted back to what it originally was. Am I correct? It's like a conversion process so it can travel cheaply across a cheaper network. Then you get it there and boom, guess what? Then then you can swap it out for the exact value. I have no idea.
The freaking
Really?
Oracle. Exactly.
Because
Enoch YUB's on 420.
I never knew what the reason was. I just
I
kind
spy a
of guessed
bezel.
what the reason was just now. I knew what it was, but I didn't know why they did it. I was like, why didn't they just want it? Now I've dealt with gas prices and networks now to the point where I've learned there's reasons, that they've got different vehicles for cryptos.
Chris Martinez.
Chris.
Hey, Nay, how's your afternoon going?
Chris, how are you? How's it going? This should be like this. There we go. So, I should be getting paid soon, which means I'm going to be able to start paying off this loan. $46.59 a month. So, that
The
price
freaking
is
Oracle.
going to go down when I pay off.
It's to allow mimic
more of it.
tokens on other blockchains instead of their native chains.
I've also seen it used for I think a gaming situation. Like you would bring Ethereum there and then would wrap it as something else that's used in the game. But it's not Ethereum for some reason. Like it's at a different value. I mean, it's the same value, but it's at a different, you could get a lot more coins, for a lot less Ethereum, but you'd have a whole bunch of coins for in their game. Wrapped. Casino game. I think I saw that on a casino game. In the metaverse, I believe. The creek right now is totally dirty. It's
The
like
freaking Oracle.
cloudy and
Yes, when I send F to
draining a
BSC chain,
bunch
it
of
becomes
water.
wrapped F.
When I send Ethereum to Binance, BSN, BSC, is that Binance chain? Binance Smart Chain, BSC, it becomes wrapped Ethereum. Does it automatically become it? Is that where my crypto went? Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude, I lost like $2,200 worth of Ethereum on a simple wallet with deposit. I was just moving it to a wallet. And one time the transaction worked, and the next time it didn't work, and it just
The freaking Oracle.
freaking shit just went.
And it has same value as F. Chris Martinez. That sucks.
Oracle saw it. I showed Oracle the transaction, and he said, "It's there." He's like, "But, I can't see it." And It's weird is because it's freaking Ethereum. And I have an Ethereum wallet. So, it's weird. But my shit's in fucking cold storage now, bro. In fact, I should buy another offline wallet. You know, for different stuff. Ooh, it's 420. Look at us. Look at us. I'm on that glue. What happened to my kafefe? I don't think I ever had any. That's because I'm a Hardable Pearson. Hardable Pearson. Hardable Pearson. Are you Hardable? Are you Hardable? Are you Hardable? Hardable. Dude, Two-Wheeled Scotsman was in here. Unreal. Yeah, I'd love to investigate that $2,200 Ethereum transaction.
The freaking Oracle. F-Tech is giving all taxes back to wallet holders fined by tax 20 cell tax.
That's cool. See, I'm not holding. All my ETH got ripped off by Alex Mashinsky and Celsius, bro. I had fucking 9 ETH. Like 9.5 ETH. Frickin' sitting in Celsius, and that cunt, Alex Mashinsky, stole my fucking Ethereum because he's a fucking thief and a liar and a cunt. God, it feels so good to say that, though. And fuck Lark Davis. I smoke the cannabis. I focus my camera. I focus. I smoke. Jiminy, cheers. Freaking Oracle, cheers. Chris Martinez, cheers. Everybody that's in the Rumble
the
sphere.
The freaking Oracle. Damn.
That's Notlin, cheers. We've got the sphere on cam. We've got the other chat right here. Everything's going on, man. We got it all. We got the virtual TV set. We've got our trade going on right here. This market is about to fire upwards off of a massive inverse head and shoulder patterns on the 24-hour that I just pointed out to you. I think I might just sit here with you. I might make a coffee and sit here with you and
Chris
watch
Martinez.
it go up because I know it's going to be huge.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Good. Cheers.
I can still blow 100 smoke rings.
Crazy.
So anybody who thought years ago when I said I can blow 100 smoke rings, check in with me in a few years and see if I can still blow 100 smoke rings, and you'll know if I'm losing lung capacity. Boom.
Chris Martinez. I bought some flour from a friend of mine yesterday, and one bud was in the shape of a heart. I texted him and asked if that means he wants to be my Valentine. LOL.
That's sweet, Chris. And hilarious. I like it. That's funny. You're goofy, stupid, silly like me. You're so funny. You texted the picture of the bud to him. You left that part out. Did you snap a picture of it and text that to him too? Or did you just say, "Yo, be my Valentine, bro"? Yo, bro, be my Valentine, bro. I don't have anybody going to the Valentine's Day dance. Bro, go with me, bro. We'll go sit in the corner and perv on the girls, bro. Be my Valentine date, bro. Dude, I'll be your Valentine's date, dude. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro. Bro, Valentine's. Totally.
Chris Martinez. Yeah, I texted him the picture of the bud.
There you go. I figured, right? That makes more sense.
That's the kicker.
So we're ready for this market to just go crashing upwards off of this massive shoulder pattern. I see it on Bitcoin, which is the most important place to see it. It's on Bitcoin, man. So it's going up. And right now it's at 21,634. It's gone down a little bit. 21,634.90. That's where it is right now. We'll watch. Here we go. Here we go. Here comes the volume. This could be our set. 635. 5 and a 15, 2. 2 and a 15, 10, 10 and a 15 quarter 5, 5, 15 quarter 2, 15 quarter 5, 5. 635. 3 and a 15 quarter 2. Come on, 639. Here comes Bitcoin, folks. 3 and a 15 quarter 10, 10, 15 quarter 5, 5, 15 quarter 2, 15 quarter 5, 5, 15 quarter 6, 15, 5, 639. 2 and a 15 quarter 10, 10, 10, 15 quarter 9. 2 and a 15 quarter 10, 10, 15 quarter 5, 15 quarter 2, 15 quarter 5, 15 639 is 70. 5 and a 15 quarter 10, 10, 15 quarter 639, folks. 3 and a 15 quarter 639, 70. 2 and a 15 quarter 10. It's just sitting there, folks. 3 and a 15, 10. 2 and a 639, folks, just sitting there, just like y'all are. Let's see who's gonna bid first out there on the floor, folks. Come on, let's go. 639.70 and $5 and a 15.2. Here we go. 642. I need my coffee if I'm going to do this. Did you come for the feeding? Did you come for the feeding? I'll be right back. I'm making kafefi. Kafefi, I say. What's that?
Coffee and grapes, and I don't know. It's kind
Wow, you guys, did you see what the market did while I was getting coffee and I told you it was going to do it, and it's totally doing it right now? Look, Bitcoin's leading the way. Look, Bitcoin's at 676. Right? Yeah, here, look. Bitcoin's right here. So this was the shoulder. Right? This is the shoulder. There's the head. There's the shoulder. And now it is right there. And it's about to break. There are points of resistance here and here, here and here. And it's already broke above these points of resistance here and here. Which is, well, it just shied down a little bit. So just wait for it and see. It just went to 660. That was a big drop. So it's got a pump. Oh boy, there goes Cardano. Here we go, guys. This is it. Here we go. Cardano's pumping. Binance is about to pump. Yeah, it's like I said, man. It's a very simple inverse head and shoulders pattern. Very easy to spot. And you know, hopefully our baby up here, Harmony 14.749. Hopefully that is going to go up too today. As this market hopefully recovers today. I mean, this movement right here, it could get us back up to $22,000 Bitcoin. It's possible. It's kind of late in the day. It kind of sucks. But Cardano is blazing ahead, 35.64. That's in the bottom right corner. 21,666 on Bitcoin. That's easy to remember. This is the greatest coffee in the world. Pete's. My goodness. It is so... it's like I can barely stop drinking it. I got these grapes. Look at these things.
Grape season. They're delicious.
That's a freaking grape.
Oh yeah.
35.66 Cardano. It's going straight up on the 24-hour. So remember, usually we have like a fake out. It looks like it's going to do this, and it drops, and then it goes up. So let's see if we get that drop. It almost always happens on Bitcoin. There's a yellow marker with a semi-high bottom on. You can't see it. There it is. Yo, freaking Oracle, are you still here? If you are, did you see Endorphin, the Endorphin show I recorded? The band in Orlando.
The freaking Oracle. No, I missed it.
Cool.
The freaking Oracle. What day was that? I'll go rewatch tonight.
No, we'll watch it right now. Figured I'd play it. Like, have it on in the background while we're hanging out. That's great. Jimmy's gonna fucking kill me for that.
Why?
No, Jimmy's the singer of the band for having it on fast motion. Exactly as I predicted.
Billy Valentine. In 0.75 speed, he would summon Gozer the Demon.
I agree. I like it, Billy. I'll smoke to that, Jimmy. Cheers, Billy, freaking Oracle, everybody in the chat. Cheers, guys. I'm digging it. Hello, regarding
The stars are shining just for me. Everybody look at me. Don't you wish that you could be so smooth just like me? I'm so sexy, I'm so sweet. I'm so fire, I'm on fleek. Don't you wish that you were me?
669.
I'm really quite aesthetically pleasing.
672. Get ready for this massive pump, guys.
Right over there. No shit. Place called
Lost and found.
What? Liquid Lost and Found, man. Come on.
Liquid Lagoon? That's the wrong one.
We got some old fuckers in here with us tonight. So you know what? Yeah, let's do that. This is Kick That Funky Shit. He knows what I'm talking about.
667. Turning down a little bit. 653.
Didn't I see you on cable access television? I could not tell you how much it means to me to free to call you. Seems to rent to me. I think it's alright. Sorry. I think it's alright. I'm thinking I can see the winter going down, but there's nothing that I can do. Anything about this going down, well maybe I feel it too. Let it go, let it go, let it go.
I said to Jimmy, I said, hey, I hear you take it a little easier on those high notes. He goes, fuck yeah, I am. Because you know I am.
Seriously, bro. Yes, we somehow made an album. I don't even know how that's fucking possible in this age of MP3s and downloads, but we made an album. Don't steal it from online, please. Yeah, you really don't have to steal it. We're giving it away, literally just giving it to you.
You gotta buy the fucking vinyls though, motherfucker.
Just tell us we look good when you see us in the grocery store. That's all we really want, is we're here for the ego trip. That's what all musicians want.
That's it.
This song is a very serious song, as most of ours are. This song is called Food Fight at the OK Corral.
So waiting. We're at 663 on Bitcoin. Just kind of holding right there.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Tanner Owings, where are you, buddy? Get on up here. You finally get to do it, buddy.
It looks like it might be happening right now. Those green bars at the bottom, we'll see. Harmony just got a little boost.
Legos and M&M's. It's Tanner Owings.
Don't worry, kid. Whatever you got, you're gonna beat it.
Yeah. What?
This is why.
No. But neither do they, so it works.
We do remember.
There's words to this song. Figure them out. Every time you turn away, you close another door. 'Cause you've had your fill and then some, and you still would ask for more. And I can see resentment in the color of your eyes. Your plastic smile and open arms are part of your disguise. And I'm swimming your deep sea, refreshing all your lies.
Yo, Cyber.
Hey, bro.
Hey, how's it going?
You know, let's go. Want to smoke?
Yeah, I'm ready. We're sitting here waiting for this market to react to an inverse head and shoulders pattern. It hasn't happened yet. It was at 21,666. Now it's at 672. We're going to see what it does. There it goes, 666 again. That's our number. All right. Cyber, cheers. Jiminy, cheers. Megsy, cheers. Billy Ballantyne, and everyone that's over there, Notlin, and everyone else on the sphere. No law regarding cannabis. Cannabis isn't his for all.
Cheers, bro. Cheers, everybody.
Oh, 90s. Oh, fuck. I forgot all of it. Dude, honestly, I could be forgiven for forgetting the 90s. Most of us have forgotten most of the 90s. Damn. This song was inspired by, I don't know, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, Nirvana, the sound, all that shit. You remember that Twin Nose? You way too young. That motherfucker remembers that shit. It's better than the stuff that we play. Yeah, I'll live for any grave, motherfucker.
Love that. I love the way it goes in.
The freaking awful. Live concerts, Vice, I got tickets this summer to see City and Color.
Let's see. play it cool and act like I didn't slobber all over your cigarette. But I think this one's done, honey. That's my bad. Right, is this your solo? I'm stepping on his solo! Ladies and gentlemen, CRYPT0 Madrino!
1 minute.
Facebook or anything like that, it doesn't take but about 5 minutes and all of a sudden I fucking hate the English language. I just hate it. Everybody seems to be misusing it like a motherfucker. And I'm not talking...
Jiminy. Are you around? Is Jiminy here?
I'm here.
Okay, cool.
I was just kind of dozing off the clock.
I'm waiting. This whole market is not doing what I wanted it to do yet, but sometimes it does this little downward fake before it goes up, and I think that's what it's doing right now. So we'll see, man, because that is a really big signal. Hey,
Yeah.
Is that a seed?
I thought that we were waiting for a big uptick or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, right? So it's not happening yet. And sometimes it does this little fake out thing, and then it goes up, but we'll see, because it's doing it right now. If it's going to do it, it's got to react after this, because everything's moving downwards all of a sudden, except for Binance. Binance is showing a ton of volume coming in, so yellow candle on Harmony 1, yellow candle on Ethereum. We'll see if we get a yellow candle on Bitcoin right now. All right, you ready, Cyber?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, cheers, Cyber, Jiminy, freaking Oracle, and Notlin, everybody else on the sphere that's watching. No law regarding cannabis. Cannabis is just for all, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, bro. Cheers, everyone.
Megsy Williams. Cheers.
Oh, there's a yellow candle on Bitcoin. What does it all mean? Let's see. Okay, here goes Binance blasting upwards. Matic. 1 blasting upwards. Waiting for Ethereum and Bitcoin to do it, but they're just kind of held down. They're not doing it. I wonder if anything's in the green yet. Let's see. Nope. Not yet. It's still up above its head and shoulders. So well, no, Ethereum dropped below the shoulder, but Bitcoin did not. That's okay, though. Like I said, it could be the fake out. We always get one. 1 hour ago. Okay, here we go.
I'd like to begin today by updating you on our efforts to recover the debris of several objects that the United States Air Force shot down over the last few days, as well as that of the spy balloon belonging to the People's Republic of China. And I'd like to put into some context for you how we have worked and are still working to better understand the issue of high-altitude, low-speed craft. Now let me start with the Chinese program. When President Biden came into office, he directed the U.S. intelligence community to do a broad assessment of Chinese intelligence capabilities and to ensure that we were working to detect and to protect against them. I think for reasons that you will all understand, we cannot publicly go into many details about how we discover and counteract foreign intelligence collection efforts, because much of what we have done and are doing is, of course, sensitive. But we were able to determine that China has a high-altitude balloon program for intelligence collection that's connected to the People's Liberation Army. It was operating during the previous administration, but they did not detect it. We detected it. We tracked it. And we have been carefully studying it to learn as much as we can. We know that these PRC surveillance balloons have crossed over dozens of countries on multiple continents around the world, including some of our closest allies and partners. We assessed that at this time, these balloons have provided limited additive capabilities to the PRC's other intelligence platforms used over the United States. But in the future, if the PRC continues to advance this technology, it certainly could become more valuable to them. The President also instructed the intelligence community to take a broad look at the phenomenon of unidentified aerial objects. Indeed, President Biden conducted the first ever daily intelligence briefing session devoted to this phenomenon back in June of 2021. He was briefed that this is not just an issue for the United States, but one for the rest of the world. And as I said, our friends and our partners are dealing with this as well. We worked on a bipartisan basis to stand up an office at the Pentagon to study this, in partnership with the intelligence community, academic institutions, and the private sector. These unidentified aerial phenomena have been reported for many years without explanation or deep examination by the government. President Biden has changed all that. We are finally trying to understand them better. Now, in light of the Chinese balloon program and this recent incursion into our airspace, the United States and Canada, through NORAD, have been more closely scrutinizing that airspace, including enhancing our radar capabilities, which, as the commander of NORTHCOM and NORAD, General Van Herk, said just last night, may at least partially explain the increase in the objects that have been detected. Slow-moving objects at high altitude with a small radar cross-section are difficult to detect on radar. Even objects the size of the Chinese spy balloon, which had a payload the size of roughly 3 school buses, were not picked up by previous administrations or other countries. We also know that a range of entities, including countries, companies, research, and academic organizations, operate objects at these altitudes for purposes that are not nefarious at all, including scientific research. That said, because we have not yet been able to definitively assess what these most recent objects are, we acted out of an abundance of caution to protect our security, our interest, and flight safety. In Saturday's case, we acted in consultation with the Canadian government, the President speaking personally with Prime Minister Trudeau. The spy balloon was, of course, different because we knew precisely where that was. As we have said, we do not assess that these most recent objects posed any direct threat to people on the ground, and we are laser focused on confirming their nature and purpose, including through intensive efforts to collect debris in the remote locations where they have fallen. In each instance, we have followed the same basic course. We assessed whether they posed any kinetic threat to people on the ground. They did not. We assessed whether they were sending any communication signals. We detected none. We looked to see whether they were maneuvering or had any propulsion capabilities. We saw no signs of that. And we made sure to determine whether or not they were manned. They were not. We did, however, assess that their altitudes were considerably lower than the Chinese high-altitude balloon and did pose a threat to civilian commercial air traffic. And while we have no specific reason to suspect that they were conducting surveillance of any kind, we couldn't rule that out. That is why the President, at the recommendation of the Secretary of Defense, the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and the NORTHCOM NORAD commander, gave the order to shoot them down. These missions were completed successfully and safely. Efforts are actively underway right now at all sites to find what is left of those objects so that we can better understand and communicate with the American people what they are. I think it's important to remind the objects in Alaska and Canada are in pretty remote terrain, ice and wilderness, all of that making it difficult to find them in winter weather. The object over Lake Huron now lies in what is probably very deep water. So outside of recovery operations, what are we doing? Well, first, we are continuing to monitor. There are no active tracks today, but the professionals at NORAD will continue to do their important work. Secondly, we are consulting with allies and partners on the challenge of identified aerial phenomenon and how we can all work together to deal with that challenge. The President has directed the Secretary of State, Secretary of Defense, and the Director of National Intelligence to engage with their relevant counterparts to share information and to try to gain their perspectives as well. Again, this is an issue that affects everybody around the world. Third, we will continue to brief members of Congress and relevant state leadership on what we are doing and what we learn. The President has made this a very top priority. We have, over the course of just the last few days, and certainly over the course of last week, reached out to inform and brief members of Congress and relevant state governors of the operations that we were conducting and of the recovery operations that are underway. We've also kept Congress briefed generally on this issue of Chinese surveillance balloons, including classified briefings last August.
It's your job.
And last week, administration officials provided classified briefings for all senators and all members of the House of Representatives
It's your
on
job.
the PRC surveillance balloon. We fully expect and anticipate and support the ability to continue these briefings in the days ahead. And fourth, the President, through his National Security Advisor, has today directed an interagency team to study the broader policy implications
Billy
for
Valentine.
detection, analysis,
This
and
is all a
disposition
distraction
of
from
unidentified
Ukraine.
aerial objects that pose
It
either
works at
safety
birthday parties.
or security risks.
Show them a pony.
Every
no,
element of
balloons.
the government
and
will
it's like-
redouble their efforts to understand and mitigate these events. And
It's
I'm
like a
happy to take
distraction from.
John, if the objects don't pose a military threat and they don't pose a threat to anybody on the ground, why shoot them down? Particularly because the military has
It worked. I can't remember.
routinely monitoring radar blips.
I kind of covered that in the opening statement. Two real reasons here. First, there was a very real
holding
potential
call at the
risk to
Super
civilian
Bowl.
air traffic. The one shot down on yesterday, was about 20,000 feet.
Tyree getting killed by
And
those cops.
The two shot
Those
down
5 cops.
Friday and Saturday were at about 40,000 feet. And as you know, transcontinental air traffic is roughly around 30,000 feet. It depends, of course, on weather. And so because we assessed that they weren't manned and weren't being controlled, therefore left to atmospheric conditions, the real risk to safety of flight was a problem. The second purpose, and I talked about this earlier too, was even though we had no indications that any of these three objects were surveilling, we couldn't rule that out. And so there, you want to err on the side of safety here in terms of protecting our national security interests, and the fact that these objects could have and likely did at some point in their path transit over potential military sites of ours or sensitive sites. So again, out of an abundance of caution for those two reasons, the President, with the recommendation of his military leaders, directed them to be taken down.
Because it's so unprecedented, should the public be hearing from the President directly on this?
We have been, I think, as transparent as we can be. I won't speak for the President's personal speaking schedule, but I mean, he has been deeply engaged in every one of these decisions. He's been kept informed, including as of this morning, on what's going on with recovery efforts, and he's very much staying on top of the issue and directing his team to make sure we are properly consulting and briefing not just members of Congress but state leaders as well, And of course, we're also doing what we can in the public sphere.
Wait a second, sir. Excuse me. Thank you, John. What is the president's standard going to be going forward about when he orders an unidentified object shot down?
It comes down to one simple formulation, and that's if at the recommendation of his military leaders, he believes that the safety and security of the United States, the safety and security of the American people, his prime responsibility, warrant that kind of a decision.
So it's possible we could see these shoot downs on a regular basis like we saw over the weekend?
I don't think it's useful for me to get ahead of where we are right now. The president will always side on preserving and protecting the safety and security of the American people.
You said we're not flying any surveillance balloons over China. Are we flying any other kind of surveillance craft routinely over China?
We are not flying surveillance balloons over China. I'm not aware of any other craft that we're flying over into Chinese airspace.
And then finally, can you tell us anything more about this octagonal object? How big was it?
We're still trying to assess what that was. I'm not going to get into a description. I've seen the press reports about what it looked like. I think we all need to be humble here in terms of what our ability is to positively identify stuff from fighter aircraft that are going several hundred miles an hour past, essentially, in terms of relative motion, a stationary object that was not very big. So we don't know what this exactly looked like, and again, we're still not sure exactly what the purpose of it was or who owned it. But we hope to be able to find out more once we can recover the debris from that one and from the other two as well.
Just a few minutes ago, Prime Minister Trudeau said that there's some sort of pattern to the objects over the last few days. Is that something you can elaborate on, what sort of pattern the White House has seen?
I'm not familiar with the Prime Minister's comments, so I don't know if I
People are able to launch these things, and nobody sees them launching going up.
Going back to what I said before,
they're launching them from areas where nobody is.
Were not being maneuvered. They did not appear to have any
like in your neighborhood,
self-propulsion.
your neighbors would
so
see it.
The likely hypothesis is that they were being moved by the prevailing winds, and maybe perhaps that's what the Prime Minister is talking about. I don't want to speak for him, but certainly as the prevailing winds, particularly at that altitude, go west to east across the North American airspace, I mean, there was a general common movement in that regard.
You spoke at the top about kind of reassessing radar given what happened with the initial balloon. Can you give us a sense, can we expect, should we assume that this is the regular number of these objects over the United States, that they've always been there and they just haven't been looked at the same way, or is there any reason to expect that this is more than usual that are flying over?
So two thoughts there. I mean, I think we can all get our heads around the fact that there are sometimes things floating at high altitudes for various purposes. As I said, scientific research, weather balloons, all manner of.
And how many UFOs does that account for? How many UFO sightings is that? Because you always hear that, well, it could have been a weather balloon or blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it could have totally been a freaking weather balloon.
Of innocuous craft can be aloft at high altitudes. I don't think that's necessarily unusual here. It's difficult for me to say exactly what you can expect going forward. One of the reasons that we think we're seeing more is because we're looking for more. As you heard General Van Herk mention last night, they have modified the filters and the gains, as we call it, of the radar capabilities to look more discreetly at high altitude, small radar cross section, and low speed
Billy
objects.
Valentine.
And so if you do that,
Did H say inoculate
anybody
craft?
that's operated a radar will know
They
you can
vaccinated at
you
least.
can set the parameters, and if you set the parameters
Inoculated
in such a way
with
that
a missile.
to look for a certain something, it's more likely that you're going to find a certain something.
Given all you've discussed here and the actions the administration are taking and what people have learned, Chinese spy balloon this year and previous years, these unidentified objects that we shoot down, they might have a question. When it comes to these higher altitudes, are America's borders secure?
The president takes, as I said earlier, he takes our national security extremely seriously. He has no higher responsibility than the safety and security of the American people. And I don't think you need to look any further, quite frankly, than the decisions he's made in just the last week to 10 days to evidence that.
But it feels like he's plugging holes. Like these are vulnerabilities that we are discovering in real time.
You're making an assumption there that I don't know that the analysis will actually bear out.
Brian in the back.
Very much. The president gave the order to shoot down the object over Lake Huron yesterday. Where was he? What kind of information did he have when he gave that order? What was briefed to him? And
The
how did
freaking
he
oracle.
anticipate the outcome of that?
He was here in the
Should have
White
just
House.
shot
He was,
holes in it,
kept
and then it would have been
constantly
easier
informed
to see what it was all
by
about
his
when it
national
landed.
They
security
tried
team,
to,
certainly
actually.
by
They
the
did.
military. He
pilot
made that
said it's
decision.
too small
I
to
couldn't
hit
give you the
with their
exact
guns.
time on the clock, but it was, I believe, mid to late
Billy
morning.
Ballantyne.
And then
Huh?
it was executed in the
By
in the
Dean's
afternoon.
primary concern is our
Were there
safety.
contingencies in place in case
That
there was a
dude
reaction
falls
from a foreign
upstairs.
government in reaction to shooting that object?
Restream.io.
The one yesterday?
Congratulations.
Well, it was
You've received
shot
100
over,
messages
I mean,
today.
it was shot over Lake
Restream
Huron
chat.
and landed in what we believe to be the Canadian side of the lake. So we were obviously in constant communication and consultation with our Canadian counterparts, and they are rightly, because of where we think it splashed down. I mean, they're sort of in concert with the U.S. Coast Guard, but they are also involved in trying to locate the debris right now. But there was good communication with our Canadian allies.
Signs of a foreign government taking a special interest in that object from yesterday?
No.
Or reacting in an unusual way?
No.
Good. Let's be in the back.
Thanks.
Nobody knows whose it is.
Two questions. One, you mentioned early on that
The freaking oracle.
China
Our beavers will
balloon
bring
might
it
have been
home.
giving
Haha.
limited additive capabilities.
Dude, these could be Americans. Very simply, these could be Americans that are just freaking have this kind of technology and they're just fucking off. They're experimenting with it. They're like, yeah, I could stitch together a freaking balloon. Or, you know, this, what was this? What was this one thing that was a freaking octagon? That's the one I want to fucking hear about.
Assume you're meaning onto their satellite surveillance. Can you specify what exactly it's getting from a balloon that they're not getting from orbiting satellites that go over us like dozens of
With the caveat that we haven't fully
Radio
recovered everything.
signals,
No, we have recovered
telephone
something from the
signals,
bottom
you
of
don't
the,
get that with a satellite.
Of the Atlantic, and we're analyzing that. But with that caveat that we don't know exactly what this balloon was surveilling or what its capabilities were. So just in general, and that is an important caveat that I'd like you to remember. When you are at a lower altitude than space, you could perhaps get a better fidelity of imagery, for instance, of things on the ground. When you are not moving at the speed of a satellite, and therefore, only getting seconds over a site, when you can maneuver.
Some satellites are
The freaking
stationary.
oracle.
Slow down, speed up, like this.
Air
thing could,
pressures for
then you can
airstrikes.
loiter. If you can loiter, you can.
Does he think we don't know about stationary satellites? That's kind of weird. I'm sure he knows about them. Huh.
soak in a little bit more. You can spend more time over a sensitive site.
Yeah, but that's usually GPS satellites and shit like that. Surveillance satellites, they're moving.
Yeah, they can do
What's
it.
the benefit? I mean, is it just to see what kind of fidelity?
We're going to
Technology
learn more.
exists.
I'd rather
So
not
why
go into any
wouldn't
more
China
detail
do
than
it?
that right now. We're going to learn more. And frankly, I think that's a terrific question you should be asking Beijing.
And then one last one. You said that the other objects shot down were not able to transmit, or were not transmitting signals.
Or freaking
that
North
they
Korea.
did not have
Bro.
information.
These balloons could be coming from North Korea. He doesn't give a fuck. He could be doing all kinds of stupid shit. They don't play by anybody's rules.
China balloon, did that have any, was it emitting signals back?
I'm not going to go into more detail about the capabilities of
Why?
that. We are going to be
That's the
studying it and
purpose of
analyzing
this.
it. There is no question in our minds that that system was designed to surveil, that was an intelligence asset. I'll leave it there.
Has there been any outreach from anywhere in the administration to the kinds of companies that produce weather balloons or other craft that would fit these descriptions that might be from the commercial or corporate world to say, is this yours, or any kind of outreach, or have you been hearing from anyone who might say, we have ours, they're in this area? Is any of that going on now?
I don't know of any conversations right now, Kelly, but one of the reasons why the president directed Mr. Sullivan to put together an interagency effort is to take a long look at that and try to learn a little bit better about who is up at that altitude doing what for completely legitimate purposes. I think we all recognize we need to probably have a better...
If these balloons were being launched by scientists and science centers and whatever, they'd freaking call and they'd be like, yeah, that was our balloon you shot down. You know? It's simple. The fact that he's even entertaining that without just common sensing it and saying, yeah, well, we think if it was a legitimate, like a college or an experiment or whatever, you know, they'd contact us immediately and say, yeah, we do fly balloons like that. Ours looks like this. We've got an octagon balloon. We got this or we got that or whatever.
Site picture on that, and that's why the president wants to encourage the effort to take a look.
And what kind of intelligence might be happening in terms of the diplomacy that's going on or whatever? If these are
when it gets shot down by goddamn F-22, you know?
I'm not sure I understand what you mean.
Is there a network of conversations
Let me say
that
this.
might be happening where
If you're a science outfit and you're flying balloons that are getting shot down by F-22s and you don't know about it, you're doing it wrong. You're not monitoring your balloons correctly.
might be able to say, based on this octagonal description, that, hey, that sounds like the so-and-so. I mean,
octagonal?
Is there some conversations that are happening that might be able to give us some descriptions?
I mean, the short answer to your question is yes, and I talked about that in my opening statement. The president also directed Secretary Blinken, Secretary Austin, Director Haynes to have these kinds of conversations with our allies and partners around the world, to share with them what we're learning, but also to get their perspectives.
We're quick to say it's ours, but it was for commercial purposes.
Yeah, again, we're going to have those kinds of conversations with our allies and partners to see what kind of experiences that they have had, what we can learn from them, what perhaps they can learn from us.
Are we still with object, or can we call them balloons?
Still with object.
And just to follow up on Kelly's question,
and I won't mess that up today.
On the corporate angle, is there any expectation that this is going to affect the executive order on surveilling the U.S. companies and what they're doing in China and their
I know of no
operations
such
there?
change to that executive order.
Okay, and then is there, and you said a moment ago that there's no knowledge of a U.S. balloon or other craft over Chinese territory, just being cognizant of the fact that China has a different definition of what their territory is than the United States. Is there any U.S. surveillance aircraft over Taiwan, over the South China Sea that would fit in?
I wonder if it's possible to have something with solar panels on it that can charge batteries all day and have enough energy at night for it to run a propeller to keep it floating, like a drone type octagon.
Sure, they already have that. They already have that, not a balloon, but a drone aircraft.
And it can fly all night.
That is possible. Yeah, it fly. I think last time I checked, it's been in the air for over a year or something like that. 500 something days or something it had flied around.
Right. So what if you had an octagonally shaped thing with a fan in it, and the top of the octagon was all solar panels, but there'd have to be batteries. I wonder how big the batteries are in that plane. How much battery do you need to keep something flying all night, I wonder? You know?
No clue. That depends on the weight and shit, you know.
Nugs money.
Wind and all that shit.
Yone, what's up, buddy?
That thing could even come down at night and just land, and then when the sun hits it, it could take off again. But I don't know. They're not saying if that there was a propeller. Yo, Nugs, he's not saying it was a balloon.
To that,
there is no U.S. surveillance aircraft over Chinese in Chinese airspace.
Oh, listen to this.
Even Chinese claimed airspace.
There is no
The freaking
U.S.
Oracle.
surveillance aircraft in Chinese
I haven't been
airspace.
covering this Why China conclusion.
Well, the first one was pretty much Chinese, for sure. The other three, not so much.
And then just finally, is there any new formal approach that's being developed as far as how you're going to deal with these things on a systematic basis going forward? Is there a
Well,
review?
again, that's exactly what the president wants Mr. Sullivan to run as a process, an interagency process, to help us, as I said in my opening statement, get around the policy implications here, and whether or not there needs to be any policy changes going forward.
There's no precedent for U.S. fighters taking down objects over U.S. territory, as far as I'm aware of. I guess my question is, you talked about the tweak in the radar systems.
Yeah.
Has there been a tweak in the threshold for the Pentagon presenting to the president signing off on military action related to anything over our airspace?
I'm not sure I'm following what you
In the
mean.
wake of the Chinese spy balloon,
Yeah.
the radars were tweaked, which is why you think you're seeing some of these things.
Right.
Has the decision about, or has the threshold for the use of fighters to take down objects also been tweaked? Has it been lowered? Has it been changed? We've never seen this before. All of a sudden we've seen
No, I'm sorry, I didn't understand it at first. No, I mean, and you heard General Van Herk talk about this last night. He's using established protocols to engage craft in the air, aircraft in the air, that can be legitimately brought down. And as he said last night, the best way to do that, certainly in a timely and efficient, effective way, was through fighter aircraft and through the Sidewinder air-to-air missiles. And they looked at, and he talked about this, they looked at other options to try to bring them down, to include gunfire, but that would have
We got movement going up,
a greater
guys.
risk to the pilots themselves.
We got more
So this was the safest,
cryptos
most
that are in the
effective way to
zero.
do
Everything's
that.
still
Now,
in red.
where we go
But
from here,
we got
I think we just don't know
0.01
right
Luna
now
now.
in terms of whether there needs
It's
to
about
be
to go green.
threshold changes, as you put out.
I
think it's
predicted
important to
this.
just take a step back
So
here
here, look at this.
and remember what the
gonna happen.
president did was order these actions with the safety and security of the American people
0.01.
foremost in his mind, and there were very good reasons to do it. The military
eye on
then,
Luna.
once given an order, determines how they're going to execute that order. General Van Herk decided that the best way to do this was with Sidewinder missiles and fighter aircraft.
And just to quickly put a sharper point on it, this isn't reactive to the Chinese spy balloon in the sense of there was political pressure, and so we are going to act quickly to take down any objects over our airspace because of the pressure that came from, say, Republicans.
These were decisions based purely and simply on what was in the best interest of the American people.
In this video, we're discussing the rise of ChatGPT, what this means for Google, and how we search online. So I'm going to be honest with you. When I first heard about ChatGPT challenging Google search, I was skeptical.
We use this a lot. Let me just pause and just say who he is. He's Clear Value Tax on YouTube. You should all consider subscribing to his channel. He talks about a lot of different topics. So check him out.
Because, I mean, come on, it's Google. They dominate, right? But I've been exploring it more thoroughly, and I want to share my thoughts with you. I wanted to compare the two, so I asked ChatGPT and Google Search the same question. I asked them both, what is the optimal amount of times that I should pet my golden retriever in a day? So this is what they said. Google provided me links that gave me information on how often I should feed my dog, how much a dog should eat, what time of day I should feed my dog. Is it cruel to feed a dog once a day? So ultimately, Google Search, it provided me with bad information. It gave me very bad links that were totally off topic.
Wow.
Now, moving on to ChatGPT. So, of course, I asked it the same question. I asked, what is the optimal amount of times that I should pet my golden retriever in a day?
The freaking oracle.
So this is what ChatGPT said. This is their word for this is their
can create
word
your
for word
own blockchain if you know what to ask it.
Really? It can create your own blockchain?
response.
I thought there
It
was only
depends
one
on several
blockchain.
factors. Here's some guidelines to help you determine the optimal amount of petting for your golden retriever. Age. Puppies and senior dogs may need more or less petting. Puppies may require more attention and comfort. Senior dogs may require less attention. Size. Larger dogs may need more petting to help them feel comfortable and relaxed. Smaller dogs may enjoy shorter, more frequent petting sessions. Energy level. Active and energetic dogs may need more physical stimulation. Calmer dogs may be content with shorter, more relaxed petting sessions. And then ChatGPT concluded by saying, in general, it's a good idea to pet your golden retriever several times a day, ranging from a few minutes to longer sessions, depending on your dog's individual needs. Regular petting and grooming can help strengthen your bond with your dog, reduce stress and anxiety, and promote overall well-being. Now, with that being said, I just want to say that I am a fan of dogs. However, I'm not a veterinarian, I'm not a dog psychologist, I'm not a dog whisperer, but in my opinion, ChatGPT, it provided a much better answer to this question compared to Google search. So Google search provided me links to places that did not answer my question. It was totally irrelevant. It was a disaster, and that's my opinion. I'm not saying that ChatGPT is superior to Google search as a whole, but I'm saying that in certain instances, in certain circumstances, yes, ChatGPT is superior to Google search. So is Google search going to become obsolete? My answer is no. And if it does become obsolete, well, it's going to take a long time. It's not going to happen anytime soon. However, people and investors are realizing that Google and Google search is not invincible. And their monopoly, it's finally being challenged. It's being challenged seriously. So Google has a near monopoly in search. They have a 91% market share, and that monopoly is very lucrative.
That robot gave the same advice I would. I lifelong animal handler. That's eerie.
In second place, with 3% of the market, you have Bing.
It is eerie, bro.
So many people are unfamiliar with Bing, so I want to explain this to you. Google has their own web browser. It's called Google Chrome. Most people know that. And they have their own search engine, Google Search. So Microsoft has their web browser. So their web browser is Microsoft Edge. So this replaced Internet Explorer. And their search engine is Bing. So Microsoft is integrating AI and ChatGPT into Edge and Bing to better compete with Google. So let me tell you this. This is the long story short. In 2019, Microsoft invested $1 billion into OpenAI. That's the company that designs ChatGPT. Since then, Microsoft has invested another $2 billion into OpenAI, and this is just the start. That's $3 billion that was used to pay for all the computing power that OpenAI needed to build out ChatGPT. So building out ChatGPT, it wasn't easy. It required billions of dollars and years. So Microsoft has now announced a new version of Bing that uses the same AI technology
guys.
as
First
ChatGPT.
one, it's FTM.
So the CEO of Microsoft said that web search has not changed in decades, and that AI can deliver information more fluidly and quickly than ever before. He said, and I quote, "Here it is. It's a new day in search. The race starts today, and we're going to move and move fast." But I do want to say this because I don't want you to get the wrong impression. So this whole implementation, it's a work in progress. Even when they're done with the integration, it's going to be far from perfect. So you can, for example, you can go to Bing right now, and you can ask the same question. How many times should I pet my golden retriever in a day? You're going to get the same results as Google search. How much to feed a golden retriever, how often dogs should eat, and the shopping guide for dry dog food. So now that you know that all this is going on between Microsoft and Google, a good question is, should Google feel threatened by Microsoft and what they're doing with OpenAI, ChatGPT, and Bing? My answer is, my opinion is, yes, absolutely, they should. Because this is the first serious threat to Google's $150 billion search business in decades. The CEO of Microsoft is saying that the new race for search has begun. Bill Gates, co-founder of Microsoft, says that ChatGPT will change our world.
Kevin Vaught.
So ChatGPT, it's shaking Google enough where Google is asking for guidance and help from their co-founders that left 3 years ago, Larry Page and Sergey Brin. Now, in response to ChatGPT, Google unveiled their AI chatbot. It's called Bard, and it was a disaster. It provided inaccurate information, and Google's stock, that day, it plummeted. So Google employees, they've been criticizing the CEO of Google for rushing and botching their AI chatbot. Now, I want to tell you my real experience with ChatGPT. So I took my YouTube scripts, I write them, I type them up, and then I copied and pasted it into ChatGPT, and I told ChatGPT to reword it and make it better. So my videos, they focus on the economy, investing, taxes. It's a financial channel. I use a lot of factual information to form my opinions. In ChatGPT, it output me a bunch of garbage. So yes, it rearranged my script, but there were so many factual errors. It was like AI was trying to sabotage my work. It was actually pretty comical.
Wow.
So if you wanted to plagiarize my work, download my script from any one of my videos, put it into ChatGPT, rearrange it, and then try to pass it off as your own, then I'll tell you that you better know your stuff, because you better know what you're talking about, because ChatGPT is going to output errors. It's going to output a lot of errors. It's going to be very far from perfect. So ultimately, you're going to have to catch those errors, and you're going to have to do a lot of revision work. So for some things, yes, ChatGPT, it's really good, and it's going to make you more efficient and much more productive. You know, one example was if you're trying to find obscure information. Google search, a lot of times it's not going to be good at that. Like how many times should you be petting your golden retriever?
Sushi.
It's going to be providing you a superior answer compared to Google search.
Sushi's in the green now,
So
guys.
I'm sure that many people have
We got
heard
2 green
that
ones.
For simple coding,
Market's turning around. I
ChatGPT
wanted to
is
stick
actually
here
very effective.
with you until it started
so that's
happening.
one of many examples
I'm so
where
glad,
it
man. I'm
actually
like,
does
dude,
shine.
it's gonna happen.
So I
Don't
want to tell
worry.
you about other industries that I
right now.
believe that ChatGPT will revolutionize quickly. This is what I would say is, the low-hanging fruit.
See if Harmony.
So customer service and support. So if you didn't notice, many companies are already using AI in their customer support chat. So you're not speaking with a human, it's a robot in so many of the instances and so many of the companies. And they can only handle your most basic questions.
As a full-time artist, ChatGPT lets anyone have a full-scale, working droid now. All you have to do is build the robot and implant ChatGPT in its head. Like the brain you purchased from me, only real and in a bipedal robot.
Right, like a Wi-Fi robot that just runs off Wi-Fi, can connect to the internet from anywhere, can have access to ChatGPT. It's crazy.
And if they're not
You're right.
being helpful, I would say do not argue with them, because the joke is on you. You're arguing with a robot. Existing customer support chatbots will receive AI upgrades in the near future. And this is going to be a game changer for customer support. I also believe that ChatGPT will be very beneficial in education. So AI, this is the way I see it. I believe that AI is going to be able to provide students with personalized learning experiences.
Okay, listen.
So
This is what
imagine
he
how
says
helpful
now.
this will be. Let's just say that you have a child that's slow in math, or if they're gifted in math. So think of lessons, programs, tutors, teachers, just the whole education system that is catered to the level and the speed of your child or your students. So this will bring personalization to learning. So I think that this will be a game changer for education. And a lot of people are focusing their attention on saying that students are going to use ChatGPT to plagiarize their essays. Kids aren't going to learn anything. Well, I mean, just obviously, how are you going to use ChatGPT to cheat on an in-class exam or an in-class essay? How good is ChatGPT going to be there? It's not going to save you. And if you didn't know, for the past 20 years, there have been online services where you can pay someone $5 in Bangladesh to write the essay for you. So this is nothing new. You don't need ChatGPT to plagiarize or copyright or cheat in school. So obviously, there's been so many methods to do that for thousands of years. So plagiarism comes from the Roman word that means kidnapper, because the Roman poets ripped off work of someone else and failed to cite the original authors. So again, thousands of years, this ChatGPT, it's nothing new in terms of cheating or plagiarism. Now, I want to end with this. My thoughts on Google search and Google stock. Is Google behind on their tech? So it's an AI war, and yes, Google lost the first battle. But I would say don't be naive, because Google has been spending billions of dollars on AI, and they have been taking this very seriously. The good news for Google is that Bing and Edge and ChatGPT, it's not perfect. It's very far from perfect. But honestly, I'm very happy to see that Google has some competition in search, which is probably a good thing for everyone. I personally would buy and invest in Google stock, but I'm personally going to wait for a better price. This whole ChatGPT shows that Google is not invincible. It shows that if they get complacent, then someone's going to come up with a better mousetrap and they're going to eat their lunch. If you want to buy Google, I would say wait for the economy to degrade. Companies are going to reduce their ad spend, CPMs are going to go down, and I would say let this fear of Microsoft and ChatGPT, I would say let it further manifest. And I just want to say, if you enjoy investing content, please check out our Patreon. We have exclusive stock market and crypto contents. I'll leave a link down below. We have a great Discord that's very educational, very helpful to many people. Thank you so much for all the support, and I wish you a very nice day. Take care.
That's Clear Value Tax. I highly recommend you watch them. I watch them all the time. All right, man. All right, you guys take care. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching my show, you guys. I love y'all. I'll see you tonight at some point. In the meantime, I'll be on Twitter at Nays Garden. And if you want to get notified from Twitter when this show goes live, follow at Nays Garden Show on Twitter too. All right. Bye, guys. Thank you.